The decision to allow 16 and 17-year-olds to have their say in elections prompted quite a debate among these politics students at a school in North London.
I think as a concept, it's quite a positive thing because it does increase representation for younger voters.
I talked to some of my classmates and they are not politically involving themselves and they don't have any political intelligence on purpose, and that's worrying.
I think it's about time. The voting age in Scotland is 16 to 17 and the voter turnout and how it's worked out there has only been improving ever since they introduced it.
I feel like it was correct having it at 18 because that's when you turn and become an adult.
It's really good for us to be able to have a say in policies and laws that ultimately affect our lives.
Traditionally, you see younger voters, 18 to 24, mainly voting for more left-wing parties like Labour. But the rise of reform and its use of social media definitely could be helped by this 16 to 17-year-old cohort.
It is a major piece of electoral reform, but not a surprising one. It was, after all, a Labour manifesto promised before the last election that could change the shape of the next one.
If at the age of 16 you can work, pay taxes, join the army, there's no reason why young people should not have the right to participate in our democracy, choose who their representatives are, and shape the future of our country through the democratic process.
It's more than half a century since the last time the voting age was lowered. Labour PM Harold Wilson thought that reducing the voting age to 18 would help the party. Labour was, he said, the party of youth. And if the youth vote was significant then, it didn't quite work out for Labour, as a year later the Conservatives won the 1970 general election. The government have described this as the biggest change to democracy in a generation. But all political parties now will be vying for the votes of 16 and 17-year-olds as a new battleground has opened up. But the truth is, some political parties are off to a head start. Reform, led by Nigel Farage, have 6 times as many followers on TikTok than Labour does, and potentially they have the power to tap in to a new generation of voters.
If you look back at last year's general election, we've had a go at trying to project how it would have shifted the vote shares based on how we know young people generally vote. And what we find is that we're talking about movements in decimal points here. We're not talking about radical change. The Tories would be down a little bit. Labour and the Greens would have been up a little bit. But in an era of multi-party politics, where seats are won on very small shares of the vote, those small movements can have an outsized impact.
It's thought the change to the voting age could inject another 10 million voters into the system. Winning them over could be the key to power. Nick Martin, Sky News.